Good day, everyone. I am Kutin Iris Gel, and I am assigned to report about learning, memory, and retrieval. Nature of learning and memory. So, there are learning objectives in this topic. So, the first, after going through the discussion, you will be able to describe the nature of learning and memory, explain the types of memory and memory's role in learning, distinguish the different processes underlying high and low involvement learning, summarize the factors affecting information retrieval from memory, and understand the application of learning to brand positioning, equity, and leverage. So first, learning and memory can be tricky things for consumers and marketers. How we learn or come to know something is complex and multifaceted. Once we have learned something, it is hard to unlearn it, even when we are told or suspect that it is false. Marketers must deal with the challenge of understanding, learning, and memory and the implications this has for marketing messages and product design. So in this chapter, we discuss the nature of learning and memory, its condition and the cognitive theories of learning, and the factors affecting retrieval. So first, learning is essential to the consumption process. In fact, consumer behavior is largely learned behavior. People acquire most of their attitudes, values, taste, behaviors, preferences, symbolic meanings, and feelings through learning. Culture, family, friends, mass media, and advertising provide learning experiences that affect the type of lifestyle people seek and the products they consume. For example, how often your movie choices are influenced by what you read online and discussions you have with friends. So what is learning? Learning is any change in the content or organization of long-term memory or behavior and is the result of information processing. And information processing means it is a series of activities by which stimuli are perceived, transformed into information, and stored. Next is this table. So this table indicates the different information processing systems handle different aspects of learning. The perceptual system deals with information intake through exposure and attention, and as we discussed, it may be conscious or unconscious. The short-term memory deals with holding information temporarily while it is interpreted and transferred into long-term memory, while the long-term memory deals with storing and retrieving information to be used in decisions. So this is how a marketer or a purchaser process information on purchasing goods. As continuation in the table, these processes are highly interrelated. For example, a consumer may notice his or her favorite brand of soda on the store shelf because of a purchase goal stored in long-term memory. The soda's current price is brought into short-term memory through the perceptual system for processing. But a reference price may also be retrieved from long-term memory as a comparison point. Finally, price perceptions associated with a consumer's favorite brand may be updated and stored in a long-term memory as a consequence of the comparison process. And next is the definition of perceptual system. So, perceptual system deals with information intake through exposure and attention and may be conscious or unconscious, while short-term memory, it deals with holding information temporarily while it is interpreted and transferred into long-term memory. And the long-term memory deals with storing and retrieving information to be used in decisions, as what I have said a while ago in the table. And next is the memory's role in learning. So memory is the total accumulation of prior learning experiences. It consists of two interrelated components, the short-term and the long-term memory. These are not distinct sociological entities. Instead, short-term memory, or STM, or working memory, is the portion of total memory that is currently activated or used, while the long-term memory, or LTM, is that portion of total memory devoted to permanent information storage. So short-term memory. STM has a limited capacity to store information and sensations. In fact, it is not used for storage in the usual sense of the term. It is more like a computer file that is currently in use. Individuals use STM to hold information while they analyze and interpret it. They may then transfer it to another system. It's either write or type it, or place it in LTM, or both. Thus, STM is closely analogous to what we normally call thinking. It is an active, dynamic process, not a static structure. So, STM is short-lived. It is short-lived means that consumers must constantly refresh information through maintenance and rehearsal, or it will be lost. Maintenance rehearsal is the continual repetition of a piece of information in order to hold it in current memory for use in problem solving or transferal to LTM. So, because short-term memory is just short in our mind, so with the use or through maintenance rehearsal, it will continue, or it will last longer into our memory. And also, STM has limited capacity. It means that consumers can hold only so much information in current memory. The capacity of STM is thought to be in the range of 5 to 9 bits of information. So there is also what we call chunking. Chunking, it is organizing individual items into groups of related items that can be processed as a single unit. So chunking can be greatly aid in the transfer or recall of information from memory. And next is elaborative activities occur in STM. So STM is often termed working memory because that's where information is analyzed, categorized, and interpreted. That is, STM is where elaborative activities takes place. So elaborative activities are the use of previously stored experiences, values, attitudes, beliefs, and feelings to interpret and evaluate information in working memory, as well as to add relevant previously stored information. Elaborative activities serve to redefine or add new elements to memory. And elaborative activities can involve both concepts and imagery. So concepts are abstractions of reality that capture the meaning of an item in terms of other concepts. They are similar to a dictionary definition of a word. Imagery involves concrete sensory representations of ideas, feelings, and objects. It permits a direct recovery of aspects of past experiences. Thus, imagery processing involves the recall and mental manipulation of sensory images, including sight, smell, taste, and tactile or touch sensation. Marketers need to make sure that the words and pictures work together. For example, if the ad text invites consumers to engage in imagery processing but provide them with a boring picture, the consumers will be turned off to the message and less likely to buy the brand. And next is the long-term memory. LTM is viewed as an unlimited, permanent storage. It can store numerous types of information such as concepts, decision rules, processes, and affective or emotional states. So we will now be discussing the semantic memory, episodic, and flashbulb memory. So semantic memory is the basic knowledge and feelings an individual has about a concept. It represents the person's understanding of an object or event at its simplest level. At this level, a brand such as Acura might be categorized as a luxury car. So it represents the present understanding of an object. So next is the episodic memory, the memory of a sequence of events in which a person participated. These personal memories of events such as a first date, graduation, or learning to drive can be quite strong. They often elicit imagery and feelings. And last is the flashbulb memory. It is an acute memory for the circumstances surrounding a surprising and novel event. It is a special type of episodic memory. Next is the schemas and scripts. Marketers worry not only about what information is stored in LTM, but also how this information is organized. There are two important memory structures which are schemas and scripts. A schema is both concepts and episodes acquire depth of meaning by becoming associated with other concepts and episodes. A pattern of such association around a particular concept is called or termed a schema or schematic memory, and it is sometimes called a knowledge structure. So, this is a partial schematic memory in a product of Mountain Dew. So Mountain Dew is the product, and this is the these partial schema shown are the concepts, events, and feelings that are stored in nodes within memory. The concept of cool is stored in a node, as are music, fun, and Halloween. Each of these is associated either directly or indirectly with Mountain Dew. Associative links connect various concepts to form the complete meaning assigned to an item. Scripts, memory of how an action sequence should occur, such as purchasing, drinking, soft drink to relieve thirst, is a special type of schema that is known as script. Scripts are necessary for consumers to shop effectively. One of the difficulties new forms of retailing have is teaching consumers to appropriate script for acquiring items in a new manner. And next, we will discuss about the retrieval from long-term memory. The likelihood and ease with which information can be recalled from LTM is termed accessibility. Every time an information node or a link between nodes is activated or accessed in memory, it is strengthened. Thus, accessibility can be enhanced by rehearsal, repetition, and elaboration. Retrieval may involve explicit or implicit memories. Explicit memory is characterized by the conscious collection of an exposure event, while explicit memory involves the non-conscious retrieval of previously encountered stimuli. And that is all for my report about the memory, learning, and retrieval of memory. And that is all. I am Irish Jalkutin as the reporter. Thank you.